Good day and welcome back to the Pin Podcast. We're on episode 44, and here at the Pin Podcast, we talk about modern topics with a vintage flair. I'm your host, PinUp Miami, and if it is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. I hope you stick around. And if you're a returning listener, I want to say thank you so much for your support. You don't understand how much you mean to me, but I remind you every time. If you want to find out about upcoming guests or past episodes, make sure to follow the podcast at the Pin Podcast Official on Instagram or on my Instagram, PinUp Miami. You can even send us a text to 1-833-4A-PinUp. Those messages go directly to me, and you're able to ask me any questions. If you have any requests for a topic, anything of the nature, I am there for you. For today's episode, the sponsor is Radio Rock and Roll, a tribute to the music legends of the 1950s and 60s. It's going to be a show down in Calle Ocho, if you know where that is in South Florida, at Alfaro's. It's going to be April 16th at 9 p.m. It's going to be nostalgic rock and roll music from the 1950s and 60s. They're even going to have some Motown. And guess who's going to be the host? I'm going to be one of the hosts. So just for you guys, I have a $5 off coupon using promo code PinUp Miami. That's with a capital P, U, and M. I'll make sure to write it in the description below. With that promo code, you get $5 off and you get to sit at the pinup table. And this table means that you don't need to have another guest with you. You could come by yourself and you'll have somebody to sit with. Because usually for this show, you have to buy your tickets per table. But this is a special in, so you could join the cool kids. I'm just saying. So make sure to check that out. And if you have any questions, let me know down below. Or send me a text. Whichever way is easier for you guys. Today, I have I have two very special guests all the way from the west coast of Florida. I gotta say, it's like a 3.5-hour drive for me. And these ladies, before I introduce them, they are the head of Pin Tampa in the west coast. If you guys don't know, I run a meetup group called Pin South Florida here in South Florida. It's been running for now 5 years, and it's a beautiful meetup. You don't even have to be dressed up. You could come as you are. We meet up at different events, get together, and just share the passion that we have for rockabilly, pinup, swing dancing, if you're into that, any type of that nostalgia. And these two ladies that we have here today, we have Miss Ruby Moon and Miss Leslie Luxxe. They're going to tell us a little bit about themselves, why they want to get involved, and just more about them and the community that they're trying to bring together, because there's a lot of us out there that have this same passion, but we just don't have a venue or a location or people to connect with. So when the pandemic is over, hopefully sooner than later, you'll be able to get together and just have fun and rock out together. You know what I mean? So without further ado, let's talk about Ruby. How are you, Ruby?
I am great. How are you today?
I'm good. I wanna know why you became a pinup. Your little journey into the pinup world.
Well, it's been a long one. So, wow, this is a loaded question. Because, it's like I said, it's a long journey. And I don't want to say anything. Okay. Well, all right. So basically in 2011, I left a bad relationship that I was in for 10 years. And I was living in North Carolina and I moved to Florida. And I moved in with my mom until I could get on my feet. And I had a friend, who knew what I was going through, and I was sheltered for basically those 10 years. And my friend said, you're such a beautiful person and you have such an artistic flair. Have you ever thought about doing plus size modeling? And I said, no, and then they happen to mention Suicide Girls, and Suicide Girls are great and they're beautiful and all that, but I'm not that artistic. And I used to have like rainbow colored hair when I was younger and lots of piercings and things like that, and I guess that's why they probably
I could see
suggested that. But I'm a mom now and everything, and so I was like, well, so I started Googling, alternative plus size models, and then PinUp came up, and I was like, oh yeah, and I don't know why I didn't even think about that prior to, because my whole life my family has been very eccentric, and I mean, I'm talking like when I was living in the 1980s when I was a little baby, my parents lived in suburbia Connecticut and painted our house rainbow colors on the outside, and it made the front page of the Hartford Courant. Oh yeah, and it even made the National Enquirer. So, so and on top of that, my parents loved old Hollywood, Rita Hayworth, Marilyn Monroe, and all those things. So I literally grew up with that, and also the music. Anywhere from Vivaldi to Motown to Run DMC. I mean, we were just very eccentric family. So I reached out to a local pinup photographer. At the time, I lived outside of Orlando, and her name is Judy Nunes. And she had a contest on her Facebook page. The person who had the most likes on a photo would win a photo shoot with her. And well, I won, and that's how I got started. And I had my first shoot with her. And to this day, it's probably one of my all-time favorite shoots I've ever done. Each shoot that I've had since then has been wonderful and amazing, and each is different and its own learning experience, but there's nothing like your first shoot, and she was wonderful, and she had the clothes I could borrow and everything, and it just escalated from there. And I've been doing it since 2012. So yeah. Wow. Yep. Yeah, I know that was a lot to take in.
It's crazy how a photo shoot could change your life and dictate you into this path that you are today.
Absolutely.
And Leslie, tell us about your beginnings. Or did you have something else to say, Ruby? I'm so sorry.
Nope, I'm good.
Well, my pinup vintage lifestyle started way long time ago. Started back when I was in college in like 2004, 2005 time frame.
I love how we're all aging ourselves.
I know. It doesn't seem like it's that long, but it really has been that long. I was always, even in high school, I was always the artistic one who was always had a flower in her hair. I mean, obviously I'm wearing a flower now. I have one for pretty much every outfit I own, because I make them. But
oh, I didn't know you make hair flowers.
Yeah, I just do it for myself. Everyone says I should sell them, but I don't even put a price on these. I'm just like, here, you want this? Here, have this. But no, my journey started back then, and it was just simple dresses, like circle skirts and petticoats. I bought my first petticoat at a vintage store long time ago, and it was a true vintage Malco Modes, and that really started the snowball effect to where I am now. I don't consider myself a pinup. I consider myself a misplaced 50s housewife. I mean, because to me, I think Ruby is a pinup because she's been published and she's done it professionally. I only had my first real pinup photo shoot over Christmas time, and Ruby was there. She's the one who talked me into doing it, and I had the most fun of my life. But it's, I support small business, women-owned small businesses for clothes, or if I make it myself, because not necessarily, you know, a lot of designers make for chubby 4'11" women. So,
I didn't know you were you short.
Oh yeah, I'm a little girl. Ruby knows.
She's like, yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, but no, and but like, I mean, I'm more of a collector of Pyrex and, you know, knickknacks, vintage knickknacks to put on the wall or whatnot. You know, I mean, my husband says you can't go to the antique store anymore because we have no room, and which is the truth. We have no room in this little house left because I have filled it with stuff. But, you know, but I mean, it's a goal of mine to be, you know, published in a magazine. I mean, I figure anybody else can do it. Why can't I? You know?
True.
So.
And how did you and Ruby meet? How did you both meet?
In person, there was an event in 2019, in September 2019, at in St. Petersburg, called at the Hollander Hotel, which is an original hotel in St. Petersburg, and they have a pool area with like a cabana pool area, and it's really, really got a real cool retro vibe because the building looks something out of the 40s, which it is. And it's they had a pinup contest, I think.
It was a retro / vintage bathing suit contest.
Mm-hmm.
And Ruby was in that.
I give you props.
Yeah, Ruby was in that, and I met her, and it's like lightning clashed right there, and something happened in the universe. The planets aligned, and it's like, I have found you. I have found my soul sister. You know, we can't go a day without talking to each other. If I don't get a chance to say like 2 words to her, I feel like the day hasn't happened ever since. You know, and this is the truth. You know, I mean, we're each other's support system in a lot of things. I mean, I had a really bad 2020, like a lot of people did, but Ruby was one of the people that pulled me out of a funk because she kept on checking on me and making sure I was okay.
Aww.
So,
see, not all superheroes wear capes. You got Ruby.
Exactly. Not everyone, you know, superheroes do wear capes, but you know, sometimes it's a petticoat and a nice dress.
Oh, I like that. Put that on a t-shirt and sell it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Ruby. Very sweet of you.
Well, thank you. It's just me though, you know, so
and
I love my friends.
I find that so amazing that both of you met through the love of pinup, and it's, you know, it's what brought you together, vintage pinup. I know there's both 2 different things, but they both are the same at the same time, if you know what I mean. But it brought you guys together to this beautiful friendship. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And it's true. I have met so many people, whether they dress like us or they have never seen anything like this in their life, and they just come up and ask questions like, you look so nice. You know, what is this about? And that starts a conversation. And I absolutely love that because it opens up another doorway for other people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been at Universal Studios all done up for Halloween Horror Nights. And I had a person come up to me once and ask me if I was a character. And I said, in the Margaritaville bathroom? No, this is how I dress every day. She's like, well, what is this for? And I said, it's my clothes. She's like, I said, have you ever heard of pinup before? And she's like, no. I said, I said, take out your phone, use your little Google machine there and type in pinup and hit images, and it will bring an entire universe open to you. And I feel like I opened the door for somebody that day, but that's just a normal everyday conversation I have. Even people who come and see me at work, they're like, do you wear this stuff at work? I'm like, obviously this is what's in my closet.
And you, Ruby?
What, do I wear this every day?
Well, yeah, and just how people react when they see you.
Oh, well, so I do have 2 jobs, so I do wear my work uniforms quite often. But that being said, I have quite the wardrobe. I'm not even going to begin to tell you how many dresses I own. But yes, whenever I can, even if I'm just going up to the store, I throw a dress on. Now, I do have a certain level of fancy dresses. You know, I'm not going to go put on my gala dress to go grocery shopping, which,
you could,
it's the pandemic. You could, but
it's public.
Most of the time, yeah, right. Most of the time I just put my hair up in a bun and, like this. I'm wearing this today. I mean, this is what I wore today, So yeah, a lot of the times, when I go to the store, because I work in grocery retail, so I usually go to the store I work at to go grocery shopping, and my coworkers know what I wear, so they'll be like, "Oh, that's a cute dress. I haven't seen that one yet," stuff like that. But for people who don't know me, I'll be in public, and it's females, and they'll like, "Oh, I like your dress. It's a really cute ensemble." And I always, when someone pays me a compliment, I give them a curtsy, bow my head, and tell them thank you. And then they're just like, "Oh, because no one does that anymore, and I think it's a cute little spin on like saying thank you, so
That's so cute.
So I do that. And then it's funny how Leslie mentioned when she was at Universal, a couple years back, in Ybor, we used to have a restaurant called the Spaghetti Warehouse. And my family and I actually went to go see Jersey Boys at the Straz. Yeah, and then afterwards we went to the Spaghetti Warehouse. Well, I wore my cherry print dress with, that was like full skirt with petticoat and the back seam stockings, but that's what I wear anyway, most of the time anyway. But so I wore that to the Straz and we went out to dinner. Well, so I guess that night, which we had no clue, at the Spaghetti Warehouse, they had a mystery dinner theater thing going on, and it was like a mystery train, and it was set in the 1950s.
They thought you were the killer or something.
People kept asking me all night long, "Are you part of the show? Are you in the show?" And I'm like, "No." Like, this is just how I dress, I happen to be here, so that was fun. And then I actually am an annual pass holder, and I go to Universal a lot myself, and I do
need to go.
usually wear a dress there, and a lot of times people, say, "Oh, I like your outfit," and I just tell them thank you, and yeah, and it's fun, and and I can let people know, like Leslie, where I got it, and if what size inclusivity there is, and things like that, which is amazing. And I'm very, very happy that there are a lot of reproduction companies out there that do have a good range of plus sizes. So then that's really awesome too. Yeah.
So now I want to know, what made you guys come together, or how did it start that you guys approached me and were interested in Pin Tampa?
That was me.
Yeah, that was
me. Well, so I know you have pinned Orlando, and I know you're in South Florida, and I was like, man, there's no Tampa chapter. And basically I reached out to you, PinUp Miami, and asked, "Hey, would you be interested in possibly having some people help you run a Tampa chapter?" And
I said no. Just kidding. Just kidding, man. I say no.
And so and her and I networked, and here we are. Now I'm just one person, and I knew I would need reinforcement, so I asked Leslie if she'd be interested in helping, and she said yes. So she is my right-wing woman. We are actually equals in this partnership. We do have a couple other friends who are in the pinup scene who we did ask for future endeavors if they'd be interested in helping, and they said yes. But that's further down the line. But we do have extra help. But yeah, so, and here we are.
Yes. And what is your, like, what do you look forward to the most starting Pin Tampa, seeing Pinned Orlando, South Florida? Like, what is one thing you're very excited for? Because your Pin Tampa is really new. The first event is coming up soon. We'll talk about that after. But tell me, what are you each very excited for?
I know I'm personally excited for meeting new people, and if you're not like what you said, come as you are. You don't have to come dressed up like us or anybody else. You can come in jeans and a t-shirt. We don't care. It's, meeting people, bringing people together, networking. I mean, look at what it brought me. It brought me Ruby. An event brought me Ruby, and so it's one of those things where just go and have fun, meet people, shake hands. Well, social distance hand if you have to, high five, away from a distance, I guess, now until things are better. But I just think that the type of clothing that we wear brings attention, obviously, and attention will bring curious people, and curious people can end up to be friends. So
and that's why I'm looking forward to also meeting new people in another town as well, because I do events all over, even hosting the pinup contest. I've done some in Tampa. I know Ruby's been a part, Orlando, Jacksonville, in between. This year I'm hosting one in North Carolina. Ooh. So I have found hosting these contests, it's not just a contest that people are, against each other. Pinup contest is a whole different world, because I've seen friendships evolve from them. And then Pin South Florida was a simple, like what you were saying, Leslie, that when you go to Universal, somebody's like, oh, I like the way you're dressed, and you taught them a new world. Now you have an excuse to be like, well, because the answer I would get is, I don't have anywhere to wear it. Well, you don't need a place to wear it, because we wear it all the time. But if you do, hey, Pin Tampa hosts these meetups, you should come check it out, and you could tell them. And it gives people an opportunity to explore a different type of culture, a different type of people. Because when you come to any of the events, it's always welcoming. You could come by yourself. I mean, I started it by myself, so people just showed up. And so that's what I'm looking forward is to see you guys hosting these events, meeting more people, growing. And I'm so excited for the future that, I can't even put it into words, and how pleased I am that you like the way, Orlando and South Florida has been going. So hopefully one day we all meet together in the middle, and that would be amazing. Like a pinup retreat.
Yes, that would be
that. I think that'd be
awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the event the event this weekend. It's going to be on Friday and Saturday at Bahi Hut, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
the 17th.
The 17th.
Yes.
I messed up. My bad.
It's okay.
Saturday, the 17th. Tell us about the meetup. What can we expect? Give us more, like tease us. I'll be there.
Well,
that's a party right there. If Pinup and Miami can be there, I think it's a party.
Well, so we were trying to think of a place where we could have a social distance meetup. But soon, because people are getting vaccinated now, yay! And I know people are trying to get more into socializing again and more normalcy with their lives and everything. So I did hear through the grapevine about Bahi Hut, and so I reached out to them and I asked them, would they be interested? Could we have a meetup there? And the man who runs it, he said, absolutely, that's fine. Just, I got to let him know the details. And so I talked it over with Leslie and PinUp Miami, and we worked out a time and date, and it's not September, April 17th, my goodness. And it's going to be mainly outside, which is really great. And it is a tiki bar, and it is 21 up. But I did talk to him because there are a few people who are interested in coming who are 18. And he said that he would do wristbands for them. So
okay. I have been to the Bahi Hut, and I have to say, the drinks are very dangerous.
Oh.
But deliciously good. So it's like one of those dangerous and like drinking. Like it's it's like it sneaks up, I guess is the word.
Okay. What's fun about the Bahi Hut is it is one of the oldest retro vintage tiki huts in America. It was built in 1954, and not much has changed. Of course, they've updated, kitchens and renovations and things like that. But as far as I know, that they kept everything almost entirely original, which is pretty awesome. So that's going to be fun. And I have personally never been to a tiki hut or event or anything like that, and I needed to buy a new dress to add to my dress collection, so I went and bought a tiki themed dress, and Leslie's making me a beautiful hair flower, and we're gonna aloha our way into a nice little get together. So I'm very excited.
I'm so excited to see what everyone wears, who shows up, what new people we're going to meet, the type of masks. I've seen some people make creative masks also. I know it's so weird to say, but I've seen some creative masks.
Maybe someone will make one out of like bamboo.
Oh. All right. A bamboo one. Or one full of like little parasols. I like those little parasols from the drinks. I don't know. That'll be cute. I don't know.
Gosh, that would be uncomfortable.
Oh, there you go. Leslie has one if you're watching on YouTube.
I'm drinking out of my first ever, what is this, tiki glass?
It's a peacock, no?
Yeah, it's a peacock. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, I'm so excited for the first event. It's going to be amazing. And then there's going to be many more. I hope everyone listening, if you're in the West Coast or if you're willing to drive for a night, head out there, RSVP, head to pintampa.com so you can meet these wonderful ladies. And if I haven't met you, please make sure to say hi to me. I'd love to meet you all. And I'll also be hosting an event in Tampa, not hosting an event, but I'll be hosting a pinup contest in Tampa at the Ink the Bay tattoo convention in June. So if you guys are interested in joining a pinup contest, make sure to hit up pinupcontest.com and get more info there. Well, Ruby, do you have anything else you'd like to add to today's conversation about Pin Tampa, about yourself, any future endeavors?
I don't know. As you were talking, I was thinking like a million things I could say, but now I'm drawing a blank, and I hate that. Okay. No, I really hope that this is going to be such a great and fun event, and that a good amount of people do show up, which I believe there are, and I really hope to see everyone there. And oh yes, the Bahi Hut does have a hotel attached to it called the Golden Host Resort. And it is owned by the same person. So if anyone needs a place to stay, or, I don't want anyone driving home drunk, especially for people who are coming from out of town, definitely give them a call and try to book a hotel room for the night. It's because I would feel better if you did. So, yeah.
And Leslie, anything else you want to add?
Other than I'm just so excited to meet some like-minded people and finally meet you in person is like going to be like my absolute goal. And just having fun with people. I mean, my husband's going to go, and this is going to be his second ever like pinup adventure with me. First was at the pool event with Ruby. So, and we're going to match. I bought a dress and I bought him a matching shirt. So we have a honeymooner couple thing going on. So yeah, so I can't wait. And I'm just ecstatic. And I can't wait to see what it brings and what it holds for us in the future.
Oh, ladies, I just have to say, both of you, that I am so grateful and honored that you guys have started this adventure that I'm a part of, and it means the world to me. I hope you know this, and this is like my baby, and you guys are carrying it perfectly, you know? So I wanted to just say thank you. And for you listening, make sure to follow them on Instagram at Tampa. And then you should check out Ruby at PinUp Ruby and Leslie at Leslie_Luxxe. I'll make sure to put the spelling and everything down in the show notes below. And for next week, I'm going to be continuing the conversation of fat phobia and dating plus size women. So please stay tuned for that. I'll be having Vivian back for that episode, so you don't want to miss it out. And make sure to share this episode, share the Pin Tampa event, just share everything. It's a free way to help us out, and it means the world to me. So guys, please stay safe. And ladies, please stay safe. Wear your mask, get your vaccine, and I hope to see you all here next week. Bye-bye.